Hey guys, gonna do a quick video to show you how to bag the rear of a 62 Suburban. This is my buddy Kurt's from Suburbia Suds. Very similar to the 67 to 72 C10s, but a little bit of differences. So I'm not gonna do a full video on bagging the rear of this, just gonna show you what the differences are. If you wanna see the full video of bagging the rear, check out Project Blue Collar on my channel. That's the blue C10 for Tyler's. You'll be able to see how we did that. But this, I just want to touch on some of the differences and then how we went and mounted the air tank and compressors to the frame. All right, so as you can see, this is pretty similar to the C10 trailing arm setup. The biggest difference with this Suburban that I found is the upper frame where the coil spring mounts to is actually threaded. It is a boxed in part of the frame, unlike the C10s, which is a C-channel that you can easily get to the bolt up from the back side of it and put your nut on it when you're running the all thread through the upper bag bracket. In this, like I said, it does have a nut up in here. It is a 1/2 inch by 13 nut. And unfortunately the all thread that comes with most bags is a 3/8 16. So what I did for these is I got these adapters here. A little bit harder to find, but got them from Fastenal actually. Had to buy a bag of 10. These are the part numbers here in case you need it. If anyone needs any of these, I've got 10, so let me know and I'll ship you some out for free. But it is basically a 3/8 16 all thread on this end, and it uses this coupler to then switch it up to the 1/2 13, which is what goes up into the actual frame. So the way that these are done, show you. Is they go up and thread up in through here. Kind of hard to do one-handed, so I'm gonna get it threaded up in and then show you. All right, so this is how the bag, as you can see, the threaded rod goes up in and mounts here. I don't have it connected to the lower control arm yet, or lower trailing arm. There's a flat bag bracket that will go underneath here, and then you run the all thread through the hole that's in the lower trailing arm, up through the lower bracket, and then into the bottom of the bag, same as the C10. So the biggest difference again is this upper here. All right, for the mounting of the tank and the compressor, the tank I used some C-bracket, C-channel, actually I think it was from a cross member on a C10 that I just cut down into 2 pieces and then made some bolts or bolt holes and then drilled it up into this cross member here. So as you can see, this is sturdy, not going anywhere. The only drawback about mounting the tank on the side like this is your valve, your air valve or water valve is on the side. Unfortunately, there's no way to do this unless you do all the ports, which I've got up at the top, on the bottom. And those just hung down too low. Didn't like the way that it looked. I'll go ahead and post a picture and show you guys what it looked like with those hanging down. So I did flip them and move them up so everything is hidden. You can see you really can't even see it below the rear of the trailer hitch. Only disadvantage, like I said, is if you want to drain the tank, you're gonna have to drop it, but it's a quick 2 bolts, and I've run all the airline, or I will run all the airlines and electrical where it's long enough where you can drop it and you don't have to unplug any of that to drain the tank. I believe there are tanks that you can get that are able to side mount like this with the drain on the bottom. Unfortunately, it's just not the one we had, so we're working with what we have. For the compressor, we're only running one compressor on this because it's just for the rear bags. Use this Viair bracket, Viair compressor, and just drilled 2 bolt holes on each side. It's plenty sturdy enough. It does have where you can do 4 bolt holes on this bracket, but I've got enough there on the 2, and the frame just isn't tall enough to get both done. But as you can see, it's securely in there, not going anywhere. So Now I just got to go and hook up the compressor line into the tanks, which I've got right there. I have the pressure switch on the other side, run a relay to this, some basic wiring, and then plumb the lines for the actual air to get up to the manual valves up in the cab. All right, guys, so we got Kurt's 62 Suburban wrapped up. Has the bags in the rear. This is about at his ride height, which is right around 40 PSI. What we did is we went and put, just temporary for right now, the manual gauges right there. Like I said, this is about 40 PSI, which is what he said his ride height is. So I'll go ahead and fill it all the way up and show you max, and then show you with it drop down. So come around again, just simple setup. He is gonna probably change it down the road, but this was enough for him to get the bags the way he wanted. So again, manual valves, pretty easy, just fill them up. And that's pretty much, that's at 100 PSI. And that clears plenty. Come around over on this side so you can see. That's more lift than he'll ever need in the rear. Bags are in there good. You can kind of see on the trailing arms where the bags are. Fit in good on both sides. Then I'll go ahead and drop it down and show you. Let's go from this side and show you what it looks like, quote unquote, laid out, even though it's not really laid out. That is laid out. So you can see she sits pretty good when she's down. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. Just wanted to show you what some of the differences are for bagging a 62 Suburban as opposed to some of the C10 videos I've put out. As you can see, pretty straightforward in the rear, just a few little differences. Front is very similar to a C10, so not gonna go through that, and Kurt's not bagging the front of it yet, but he is working on getting a new frame eventually. This one is the X frame, so it's got a lot of challenges that really aren't the best, and he's gonna swap it over to, I believe it's a 63 and up, which is like the normal C10 frame. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you like Kurt's Bourbon, let us know. Also, make sure to go check him out on Suburbia Suds Detailing Products. Got some of the best instant detailer, some normal wash, sud wash that works great. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you haven't, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more.